Okay, the recording started.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Mayor Manager meeting for Wednesday, May 10th. Online with me is Deputy City Clerk Sarah Harkness, City Attorney Tamara Niles, Mayor Pro Tem Stephen Ward. Actually, now I'm noticing that not all the names are showing up. We have City Manager Shawn Lewis. Am I missing anyone, Shawn?
I think you got everybody.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay. About that, Stephanie. And we got City Clerk Stephanie Carlisle as well. Shawn, I'll kick it over to you.
All right, thank you. And Tim Dodd, Deputy City Manager. We've got study session, a couple of, well, actually just one item, the victims compensation funds, victim compensation mechanisms for consideration. This is for the May 15th meeting, followed by a resolution changing city council meeting date from June 19th to June 20th. May 15th, still approval of a contract with Inglewood Arts for use of a portion of the Inglewood Civic Center. The same, but for historic Inglewood. Renewal of 2 contracts for service for dredging and hauling services at Allen Water Treatment Plant. Allied Universal Security, change order for additional services. Jefferson Fire Station locker room renovation. Renewal of an optimal source professional agreement, services agreement for utility bill data processing. Renewal of professional services agreement with Jacobs Engineering Group for city ditch piping project. Award of a construction contract to Jalisco for Floyd and South Elati improvements. Award of a contract for services with Iron Woman Construction Environmental Services for on-call construction. Code adoption for building and fire. Massage business license. Police department cost recovery for specific services that Sheriff's Department authorized to recover. And then the IGA for Old Hamden Complete Streets. And I think you have time limits on most of, or in the first, on the only study session item, right? Yep. And so let's look at the, what's that?
I think we only need one consent, and I think it will be on consent since the Juneteenth meeting. That's the only questionable one.
Yeah. Yeah, that should go on consent.
Okay. I think everything else is assigned. Yes.
All right. Any other questions on May 15th? On May 22nd, we have 3 study session items: snow season recap and plan overview, April monthly financial report, city center redevelopment negotiation regarding property transaction. That's executive session. Do you want to go ahead and assign times, Mayor?
Actually, can we wait until next week to assign times?
Sure. On June 5th, we have Arapahoe County Commissioners meeting with City Council. Excuse me, year-end budget supplemental for 2022 closeout. Recognition of Downtown Colorado Inc. Governor's Award for Excellence on the Best Economic Development Plan. Proclamation for Pollinator Month, Pride Month, and an ordinance accepting South Metro Enterprise Zone Administrative Grant.
On the budget supplemental, is 2022 a typo?
We're actually, this is the budget supplemental where we close out books, I believe. Tim, do you know?
I don't know if the amount has been finalized, but I'll check with finance.
But do you think that 2022 year-end budget supplemental is correct? That this is the one where we close out the books?
Oh, yes, sorry, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Mayor Pro Tem will be putting, unused money into the unassigned fund balance at this, for this budget supplemental.
Okay.
Right. If there are no other questions, go to June 12th. We have just June 12th and 13th. They're both slotted for board and commission interviews. The 13th, if you need them. June 19th, we have monthly financial report, street plan overview, resolution appointing members to various boards, commissions, committees, Parks and Rec Proclamation Month, Liberty Day, July 4th proclamation, and first reading of ordinance establishing ballot questions to revise city charter. We'll have review of preliminary 2024 operating and staff prioritized requests on June 26th, the May financial report, and looks like everything's pretty standard beyond that.
No questions for me, Shawn. Although, just actually, no questions.
Okay.
Shawn, if I could interrupt for a second,
Uh-huh.
the May 22 meeting, we normally had outside counsel scheduled for the last meeting of each month to talk about the charter, but we ended up canceling their presentation on May 22nd because we had finished. And so instead of the end of June for their presentation on the charter questions, would you like me to see if they could do it May 22nd instead?
Possibly. I know that member Noonan Camp is going to be out that day, but we could potentially look to have it on that day.
Well, we could leave it until June. It's no problem. I thought that just gives us a little bit more time on the schedule, and if something should come up in June, but it's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, the council request that I got from Monday was from Unicamp and Anderson. We learned at the May 8th council meeting that the building an ADU doesn't trigger bringing the primary residence up to International Building Code standards, but does require bringing the building up to the International Property Maintenance Code. First, please confirm that understanding. Second, please provide council with thorough list of improvements that could be required on the primary structure to comply with the International Property Maintenance Code. Also, does use of an existing ADU for short-term rental require the residents to be brought up to the IPMC?
Okay.
And I think that's the only one I got. Did anybody else get one?
I didn't write them down, so I can't recall if there was one from Jim.
Sorry, Mayor. I wrote down the legal concerns regarding changing the bulk plane to 17 feet or from 17 feet. I think I wrote that down wrong, but I wasn't sure if that was a council request or if you wanted something further on that.
No, I think you answered that one for me, Tamara. I think that was just more in terms of just, yeah, I don't think that's really necessarily a council request. It sounded like you didn't have any concerns at that moment.
No, it's more of a policy
Yeah.
decision.
Okay. Perfect. Actually, so one thing, since we do have a fifth Monday here in May, can we just make a note or let's just see if everyone agrees that we will cancel the Wednesday prior to the fifth Monday, that mayor manager meeting. Normally we do that, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware, or if anybody had any issue with that.
No, thanks for bringing that up. So that'll be the fourth Wednesday. We won't have mayor manager.
Correct. The one right before the fifth Monday.
Okay. And then Sarah, did we have anything at the bottom under
We
parking
don't.
lot?
Our parking lot's empty.
Great. I know we've got some code next items to schedule, but that will be dependent on the Planning and Zoning Commission and next week's UDC steering committee.
Okay. Sounds good. Nothing else from me. Mayor Pro Tem, is there anything else from you?
I'm good, thank you.
Perfect. Anything else from staff?
I just had one thing
Sure.
for the two of you, and I've tried to mention this to council in my one-on-ones, but we do have our, hopefully the weather will clear up a bit, but our Public Service Appreciation Week picnic today in Bellevue Park. So just want to make sure y'all are invited.
Yeah, I'm just laughing just because I'm looking at the weather right now, and yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be a nice day, but hopefully you are able to get that in. So thanks for the reminder, Shawn.
Yeah.
Anything else from
That's all
staff?
I've got.
Nope, nothing.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, everyone, that concludes today's mayor manager meeting. Everyone have a great day.
You too.